Hello and welcome to EP Learning English, the channel where you can learn English in a simple and easy way. I'm really happy that you are here with me today. Thank you so much for listening. Whether you are walking, working, relaxing at home, or just taking a break, I hope you enjoy this episode and learn something new. In today's episode, we are going to talk about a very important topic: how to stop procrastinating. This is a word that many people hear often, but they don't always understand what it means or why it matters. So don't worry. I will explain everything to you in a simple way, and I will speak slowly and clearly so you can understand and repeat after me. This podcast is not only about learning new ideas, it is also a great way to practice your English listening and speaking skills. Now, let's talk about why this topic is so important. Procrastination means delaying or putting things off. It means we do not do something now. We wait, we waste time, or we do something else instead. We all do this sometimes. Maybe you want to study, but you watch YouTube instead. Maybe you want to clean your room, but you scroll on your phone. Maybe you want to start exercising, but you say, "I'll do it tomorrow." This is procrastination. And when we do it too much, it can make our life more stressful. We feel tired, worried, and sometimes even guilty because we don't finish our tasks on time. That's why learning how to stop procrastinating can help us become more focused, more organized, and more confident. If you are learning English and also trying to improve your life, then this topic is perfect for you. As you listen, I want you to pay close attention to the words and sentences I use. Try to repeat them out loud if you can. This is a great way to improve your speaking. If you don't understand something the first time, don't worry. You can pause, go back, and listen again. That's the great thing about podcasts. You can learn at your own speed. So in this episode, I will explain what procrastination is, why we do it, and how we can stop it. I will share simple tips that really work, and I will also tell you a short story to make everything clear and interesting. My goal is to help you learn something useful and also give you good practice for your English skills. Now, are you ready to begin? Let's take the first step to stop procrastinating and build a better, stronger you. One word, one sentence, and one habit at a time. Let's get started. What is procrastination? Let's begin by understanding what procrastination really means. The word procrastination might sound long and difficult, but its meaning is actually very simple. Procrastination means waiting to do something important. It means you know you need to do something, but you keep saying, "I will do it later." Instead of doing the task now, you do something else that is easier or more fun. In simple words, procrastination means delaying your work or avoiding a task that you should do now. Procrastination is more than just being lazy. Many people think that if someone is not doing their work or not starting something important, they are lazy. But this is not always true. In fact, many people who procrastinate are smart, hardworking, and full of ideas. But something stops them. That something is often inside their mind. It's not about being lazy. It's about feeling stuck. Let me give you a few examples. Imagine you have homework to do, but instead of starting it, you say, "I'm tired. I will do it after 1 hour." Then after 1 hour, you still don't start. And you say, "Maybe I'll do it tonight." But in the end, you don't finish it at all. That is procrastination. Or maybe you want to clean your room, but you pick up your phone and start watching videos. You say, Just one video, but then you watch 5. Your room stays messy and you feel bad. That is also procrastination. Another example, you want to exercise or go for a walk, but instead you sit on the sofa and watch TV. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. But then tomorrow becomes the next day, and then the next week. That's what procrastination looks like in everyday life. We all procrastinate sometimes. It is very normal. Everyone does it. Students, workers, even teachers and parents. It's not because we are lazy or bad people. Usually, we procrastinate because a task feels hard, boring, or uncomfortable. Sometimes we are afraid we won't do it well, so we wait and wait. Other times, we just don't feel motivated. We say, I don't feel like doing this right now. Our brain chooses something easier, something that gives us quick pleasure, like checking our phone, watching videos, or chatting with friends. These activities feel good for a short time, but they don't help us finish our important goals. Procrastination can affect our daily life in many ways. When we delay tasks, we often feel more stressed later. For example, if you don't study early, you feel pressure the night before your exam. If you don't start your project on time, you rush to finish it, and the quality is not good. This makes you feel tired and unhappy. Also, when we procrastinate often, we start to lose confidence in ourselves. We may say, I can't finish anything, or I'm always late. This can affect our self-esteem and mental health. Over time, procrastination becomes a habit, and habits are hard to break. But here is the good news. You can change this. You can learn how to stop procrastinating and start doing things step by step. It doesn't have to be difficult. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to understand what procrastination is and why it happens. Once you know the reason, you can learn the tools to fight it and build better habits. So now you know, procrastination is not just about being lazy. It is something many people struggle with, and it has real effects on our time, our goals, and our confidence. But with small changes, we can stop it and feel better about ourselves. Remember, procrastination does not mean you are a bad person. It does not mean you are lazy. It means you are human. We all feel this way sometimes. But the good news is, you can change. You can train your mind. You can build habits. You can take control again. And when you do, you will feel proud. You will feel free. You will see your goals getting closer. You will finish your work, reach your dreams, and feel good about yourself again. That's the power of understanding procrastination deeply. In the next part of the podcast, we will talk about why we procrastinate. What is happening in our minds when we delay a task? And why does it feel so hard to start? We will answer those questions very simply, and you will understand your own behavior more clearly. Let's continue the journey. Are you ready? Why do we procrastinate? Now that we understand what procrastination is, let's talk about why we do it. Why do we wait to do important things? Why do we say later again and again, even when we know we shouldn't? These are good questions, and the answers are very important. When we understand why we procrastinate, we can start to change it. One common reason is the fear of failure. Many people don't start a task because they are afraid they will not do it well. For example, imagine you have to write an essay in English. You sit down, you look at the paper, and your mind starts saying, what if I make mistakes? What if my grammar is bad? What if the teacher doesn't like it? These thoughts make you feel nervous. So instead of starting the essay, you close the book and say, I will do it tomorrow. You are not lazy. You are scared. You are afraid of doing a bad job, so you don't do anything at all. This is fear of failure, and it is a big reason many people procrastinate. Another reason is boredom. Sometimes the task just feels boring. It doesn't excite you. Maybe you need to read a long article for class or clean your room. It's not difficult, but it's not fun either. So your brain says, let's check our phone instead. Let's watch a video. Let's do something that feels better. In these moments, your brain chooses pleasure now and ignores the work. This is called instant gratification, which means we want to feel good now, not later. That's why boring tasks often stay undone. Lack of motivation is also a common reason. Motivation means the desire or energy to do something. Sometimes we know what we need to do, but we just don't feel like doing it. For example, maybe you plan to go for a run in the morning, but when the alarm rings, you feel tired. You don't feel excited or ready. You say, I don't have the energy today, and you go back to sleep. This is not because you are lazy. It's because your motivation is low. And when motivation is low, procrastination is high. Perfectionism is another hidden reason. Perfectionism means you want everything to be perfect. You don't want to make any mistakes. You want your work to be the best. This sounds good, but it can cause problems. For example, imagine you want to make a video to practice English. You think, my pronunciation must be perfect. My grammar must be perfect. Because of this, you never start. You wait and wait, trying to make everything perfect. But in the end, you do nothing. Perfectionism stops progress. Another real-life reason is poor time management. This means you don't plan your time well. You may have free time, but you use it on things that are not important. You say, I still have time, again and again, until it's too late. Maybe you forget about deadlines. Maybe you don't break big tasks into small ones. As a result, you feel lost, and you keep delaying. Without a good plan, it's easy to procrastinate. Sometimes, people procrastinate because they are tired or overwhelmed. Maybe you have too many things to do. Your mind feels full. You say, I don't know where to start, so you don't start at all. You feel heavy and confused. This happens to students, workers, and parents too. When we are mentally tired, procrastination becomes stronger. So, to sum up, we procrastinate for many reasons. We may be afraid to fail, we may feel bored, we may lack motivation, or we may want everything to be perfect. Sometimes we don't manage our time well or feel too tired to begin. These are all normal human feelings. You are not alone. But the good news is, once we see the problem clearly, we can begin to fix it. In the next part of this podcast, I will show you how to stop procrastinating with simple tips and ideas you can use in your daily life. These tips are easy to follow and perfect for English learners like you. So, take a deep breath. You are learning, you are growing, and you are not alone on this journey. Let's move forward, together. How does procrastination affect us? Now let's talk about how procrastination affects us in real life. At first, it may not seem like a big problem. We think, I'll do it later, or I still have time. But over time, procrastination can create many problems in different parts of our lives. It can hurt our school life, our work, and even our personal dreams. Let's look at how this happens. First, procrastination can make school more stressful. Many students wait until the last minute to study for exams or finish homework. They don't start early. They think, I'll start tomorrow. But tomorrow becomes next week. Then, suddenly, the deadline is very close, and they feel panic. They try to do everything quickly, but the work is not good. They don't have time to review or correct mistakes. This often leads to low grades and poor performance. Also, when students procrastinate a lot, they don't learn deeply. They just try to finish things fast. This makes it harder to remember what they studied, and it affects their long-term learning. At work, procrastination can be just as harmful. When we delay important tasks at our job, our work piles up. We miss deadlines or rush through things. This can make our boss or team unhappy. They may think we are not responsible. If we keep procrastinating, it can hurt our professional image. We might miss chances to grow, get a raise, or move to a better position. Also, when we don't manage our time well, we feel more pressure at work. We stay late or take work home. This leads to stress and tiredness, which is not healthy. Procrastination also affects our personal goals and dreams. Many people want to do big things in life. Some want to start a business, write a book, learn a language, or get in shape. But they keep saying, "I'll start next month," or "I'll do it when I have more time." Time passes, and they never begin. The dream stays a dream. This can lead to regret later. People look back and say, "I wish I had started earlier." Procrastination can stop you from living the life you want. It blocks progress and personal growth. There is also an emotional effect. When we procrastinate often, we feel guilt and stress. We know we should do something, but we keep avoiding it. This creates a heavy feeling in the mind. It's like carrying a bag full of unfinished tasks. The longer we wait, the heavier it feels. This can also hurt our self-confidence. We start to believe that we are lazy or not good enough. We say to ourselves, "I can't finish anything," or "I always fail." These thoughts are not true, but procrastination can make us feel this way. In the long run, procrastination can even affect our mental and physical health. Too much stress and anxiety from unfinished work can lead to poor sleep, low energy, and sadness. We feel tired all the time, not because of too much work, but because of too much waiting and worrying. So, as you can see, procrastination is more than just a small delay. It can slowly damage many parts of our lives. It affects how we learn, how we work, how we grow, and how we feel. But don't worry, you are not stuck. You can change this. In the next part of our podcast, I'll share simple and useful tips to help you stop procrastinating and take control of your time and your future. Are you ready to take the first step? Let's move forward together. How to stop procrastinating. Now, let's get to the most important part of today's podcast. How can we stop procrastinating? We know what procrastination is. We know how it affects us. But now we need real solutions. Simple and easy things we can do every day to change our habits. So in this part, I'll share 5 very useful tips. These are not difficult. In fact, they are small steps, but they can make a big difference. Let's go through them one by one in a natural way, like a conversation. The first tip is to make a small plan. When we think about a big task, we often feel scared or tired. For example, if someone tells you to learn English, it feels huge. Where do you start? What should you study? How many hours? It feels like too much, so your brain says, "Let's do it later." But if you make a small plan, it feels easier. A small plan means breaking the big task into smaller steps. Instead of saying, "I will study English today," say, "I will learn 5 new words in the next 10 minutes." That's a small goal. It's clear and simple. Your brain can say, Yes, I can do that. When you complete one small step, you feel happy. Then you do the next one. This builds momentum and keeps you going. The second tip is to start with just 5 minutes. Yes, only 5. Many times we wait to feel ready before we begin. But the truth is, action creates motivation. If you start a task, even for just 5 minutes, your brain gets involved. You stop thinking and start doing. Let's say you need to write an email or clean your desk. Just tell yourself, I'll do it for 5 minutes only. Often, after 5 minutes, you'll feel like continuing. But even if you stop after 5 minutes, you have still done something. That's better than doing nothing. This is a great way to trick your brain and beat procrastination. The third tip is to remove distractions. Distractions are the small things that steal your attention. These can be your phone, social media, notifications, noise, or even people talking. Imagine trying to study English while your phone keeps buzzing. It's very hard to focus. So, before you begin a task, take a moment to prepare your space. Turn off your notifications. Put your phone in another room. Close apps that are not needed. If you can, find a quiet space to work or study. Removing distractions helps your brain stay focused. You get more done in less time, and you feel more satisfied. The fourth tip is to use rewards. Rewards give your brain something to look forward to. When you do something difficult and then get a reward, your brain learns to like the task. Let's say you finish 20 minutes of English practice. After that, give yourself a small reward. It can be a sweet snack, a short break, or watching a fun video. This makes your brain happy and helps build a habit. Over time, your brain will connect work with good feelings. You can even create a reward system. For example, every time you finish 3 small tasks, you get a bigger reward. It's simple, but it really works. And the fifth tip is to stay consistent. This is very important. Procrastination is a habit, and we need to replace it with a new habit. That means doing small tasks every day, not just once a week. It doesn't have to be perfect. What matters is that you keep going. For example, if you practice speaking English for just 10 minutes a day, that's better than doing nothing for 5 days and then trying to study for 2 hours. Small and regular actions are more powerful. You don't need to be fast. You just need to be consistent. Over time, your brain will learn a new way of working. Let me give you a quick example of how all these tips can work together. Imagine you want to improve your English speaking. You make a small plan, practice 5 new words, and speak 3 sentences using them. Then, you start with just 5 minutes. You remove distractions, put your phone away, and find a quiet spot. After you finish, you reward yourself with a cup of tea or a short video. And you do the same thing the next day, and the next. You don't wait to be perfect. You just stay consistent. That's how you slowly stop procrastinating and start achieving. The key idea is this: don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the perfect time. Just begin. Begin small. Begin now. The more you act, the easier it becomes. Procrastination feels strong, but your actions are stronger. You are in control. Even one small step each day will take you far. Now that you have these 5 tips, I invite you to choose just one and try it today. Don't wait until tomorrow. Begin now. Say to yourself, I can do this. I will do it today. That is the first step to change. Let me tell you a short and simple story. It's about a young man named David. David is 23 years old and studying at university. He is a smart and kind person, but he has a big problem. He always procrastinates. He has good dreams and goals. He wants to get good grades, speak better English, and find a good job after graduation. But every time he has something important to do, he delays it. For example, David had to write a big paper for his English class. His teacher gave the topic 2 weeks before the deadline. At first, David told himself, "I have time. I'll start tomorrow." But tomorrow came, and he still didn't start. Then he said, "Maybe I'll begin next week. I don't feel like it now." He watched videos, played games, and scrolled on his phone. Every day he felt a little stress in his heart. He knew he had to start, but he didn't. The paper was always on his mind, but he kept doing other things. Finally, the last night came. The paper was due the next morning. David stayed up all night to finish it. He felt tired, stressed, and unhappy. The next day, he gave the paper to the teacher, but it wasn't his best work. He got a low grade. That day, David felt very disappointed. He knew he could have done better if he had started earlier. After that, David decided something had to change. He didn't want to live like this anymore. He asked himself, "Why do I always wait? Why do I feel afraid to begin?" He watched videos about procrastination, read some articles, and started learning small techniques. He learned about making a small plan. So, the next time he had a task, he broke it into little steps. For his next English assignment, instead of thinking, "I need to write a full paper," he just wrote the title and the first paragraph on the first day. He also started using the 5-minute rule. Every time he didn't feel like starting, he said, "I'll do it for just 5 minutes." Most of the time, after 5 minutes, he kept going. He turned off his phone when studying and gave himself a reward when he finished a task. Slowly, David saw a change. He felt more in control. He felt proud. His grades got better. He even had more free time because he finished his work earlier. His stress became less, and he was happier. David still sometimes procrastinates. He's human, after all. But now, he knows how to deal with it. He understands his mind better, and he has tools to help him take action. He learned that even a small step is powerful. Today, David tells his friends, "Don't wait to feel ready. Just start small." That's the best way to beat procrastination. Maybe you see yourself in David. Maybe you also wait too long and then feel bad. But remember, change is possible. Like David, you can learn to take small steps. You can stop procrastinating and take back your time, your goals, and your energy. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to begin. Daily practice for change. Now that we've talked about what procrastination is and how it affects our life, let's talk about daily practice. Yes, real change happens slowly, one day at a time. You don't need to do something big. You just need to do something small, and do it every day. If you can take a few small steps daily, you will begin to feel stronger, more focused, and more confident. So here are 3 easy steps you can try every day. They are simple but powerful. And if you also speak them out loud in English, it will help you improve both your actions and your English. The first daily step is this. Write down just one important thing you want to do today. Not 5 things. Not a big list. Just one important task. For example, you can write, "Today I will study English for 15 minutes." Or, "Today I will finish my homework." Keep it short and clear. Then say it out loud. You can say, "Today, my goal is to study English for 15 minutes." This helps your brain understand that this is your focus. When you speak it, it feels more real. It becomes a promise to yourself. You can say it slowly and clearly to practice your speaking too. This daily habit helps your mind to become more clear and organized. The second daily step is, start your task for just 5 minutes. That's all. Only 5 minutes. If you want to write something, open your notebook and just write a few words. If you want to clean your room, just start with one small area. If you want to study English, listen to a short podcast or repeat a few sentences. Many times, the hardest part is just starting. But when you begin, your mind wakes up and wants to continue. You can also say, I'm starting now. I'll do this for 5 minutes. Again, speak it out loud. Speaking helps you take action. It also gives you daily English practice. Even if you stop after 5 minutes, it's okay. You still won. You moved forward. The third daily step is, give yourself a small reward. Yes, rewards are important. They give your brain a feeling of success and happiness. After you finish your small task, give yourself something nice. Maybe it's a few minutes of your favorite video, a little walk, or just saying, good job, to yourself. You can say out loud, I did it. I'm proud of myself. This may sound simple, but it builds a strong habit. When you reward yourself, you feel good, and your brain starts to like finishing things. That feeling makes you want to do more tomorrow. These 3 daily steps may look small, but they create big change over time. Write one task, start for 5 minutes, and reward yourself. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to try every day. And when you do these steps, use English. Speak out loud. Repeat the sentences. Say your goal. Say, I'm starting now. Say, I finished it. This helps you grow in 2 ways. You stop procrastinating, and you improve your English. So tomorrow morning, when you wake up, try this. Say, today I will do one thing. I will start small. I will speak in English. And smile. You are not only learning English, you are learning to take control of your time and your life. And that is a wonderful thing. Before we end today's episode, I want to say something very important to you. You have the power to change. Yes, you do. Even if you have been procrastinating for a long time, it does not mean you are lazy or weak. It simply means you need a better way. And now, you have that. You have learned what procrastination is. You understand why it happens. You know how it affects your life. And most importantly, you now have real, simple steps you can use every single day. Change does not happen in one day. But change begins the day you decide to take the first step. And maybe that first step is today. I know it can feel hard sometimes. I know it's easy to say, I'll start tomorrow. But you are listening to this podcast right now. That means you are already trying. That means something inside you wants to improve, to grow, and to feel better. I want you to remember that small progress is still progress. 1 minute of effort is better than 0. One small step today is better than a big plan tomorrow that never starts. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep going. Every day is a new chance. You can start fresh. You can be kind to yourself. You can learn, take action, and grow stronger. Procrastination may try to stop you, but you can choose to move forward. Even when it's slow, even when it's small, your effort matters. You are building a new habit. You are building a better version of yourself. And that takes courage. You are already doing something great by listening, learning, and practicing. Also, as you continue your journey, don't forget to speak. Speak in English every day. Repeat what you hear in this podcast. Say the motivational sentences out loud. Say to yourself, I can do it. I am improving. I am learning every day. These words are not just for your ears. They are for your heart. They will give you energy and confidence. You are not only learning how to stop procrastinating, you are also building your English skills. That is something to be proud of. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I really hope this episode helped you in some way. You are not alone. Many people face the same challenge, and many people just like you are working to change. You are strong, and you are capable. Please remember that. I have a small request for you. If you liked this podcast and you found it helpful, please take a moment to support Code Your English. Your support means a lot and helps us create more simple and useful English content for you. First, don't forget to follow or subscribe to this podcast so you never miss a new episode. We talk about useful topics in simple English to help you improve your listening, speaking, and life skills. Second, please share this podcast with your friends, classmates, or anyone who is learning English. Maybe they are also struggling with procrastination, or just want to practice English with easy and real topics. Third, if you are listening on YouTube or a podcast app, leave a comment or review. Tell us what you liked or what topic you want next. Your feedback helps us grow and gives us new ideas. And one more thing, you can listen again to this episode and repeat the sentences out loud. This is a great way to practice speaking and listening every day. You can even pause, speak, and repeat until you feel more confident.